Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Mind Forge. Today, we're diving into a topic that I think really underpins so much of what we talk about here: mental strength, but specifically how we build that strength through commitment. It's not just about setting a goal, is it? It's about sticking with it, even when every fiber of your being wants to quit.
Absolutely, Amelia. It's that unwavering dedication, that I'm going to see this through mindset, that truly differentiates. When you commit to something, you're not just signing up for the good days. You're signing up for the grind, the obstacles, the moments of doubt. And honestly, those are the moments where the real mental fortitude is built.
Oh, for sure. I mean, think about it. Every time you push past that internal voice telling you to stop, you're essentially doing a mental bicep curl. You're strengthening that muscle of resilience. It's like, nope, not today, inner critic. We're doing this. And with each nope, you get a little bit stronger.
That's a great analogy, Ava. I've always seen commitment as a promise to yourself, not just a casual "I'll try," but a deep-seated "I will." And every time you honor that promise, you build trust with yourself. And that self-trust, that's the bedrock of mental strength.
Self trust is such a powerful way to put it, John, because often we're so hard on ourselves, right? We'll let ourselves off the hook when we wouldn't let a friend off the hook. But when you commit and follow through, you're essentially saying, I can count on myself. And that's incredibly empowering.
And the fascinating part is the physiological and psychological impact. When you're consistently committed, even to small things, you're reinforcing neural pathways associated with discipline and perseverance. It literally rewires your brain to be more resilient. It's not just a feeling, it's a cognitive shift.
I totally get that. I remember I committed to running a 10K, and honestly, the first few weeks were brutal. My body hated me, my mind was like, why are we doing this? But I had told myself I would do it. And crossing that finish line, it wasn't just about the physical achievement, it was about proving to myself that I could set a challenging goal and actually achieve it. That feeling was pure mental strength.
And that feeling compounds, doesn't it? Once you've achieved one tough goal through commitment, you start looking at other challenges differently. They don't seem as daunting. You've got that internal archive of, I did that hard thing before, I can do this hard thing now.
Exactly. It creates a positive feedback loop. The more you commit and follow through, the more capable you feel, and the more capable you feel, the more willing you are to commit to even bigger things. It really snowballs.
But it's not always about monumental goals, is it? Sometimes the most powerful commitments are the daily, mundane ones: waking up at a specific time, meditating for 10 minutes, reading a chapter of a book. Consistency in these small commitments builds a foundational layer of discipline that translates into bigger mental strength.
Oh, absolutely. I think sometimes we overlook the power of those tiny habits. People think they need to commit to climbing Everest right away. But honestly, committing to just showing up for yourself every single day, even in small ways, is where the magic really starts.
It's about building momentum. A lot of people fall into the trap of grand declarations without the underlying structure. You can commit to a marathon, but if you haven't committed to putting on your running shoes every morning, it's just a wish, not a commitment.
That's a crucial distinction, John. The how of commitment is just as important as the what, and often the mental strength comes from navigating those inevitable bumps in the road. What happens when you miss a day? Or two? Does your commitment totally unravel, or do you pick yourself up and keep going?
And that's where self-compassion and realistic expectations come into play. A true commitment isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's understanding that setbacks are part of the process, and your mental strength is demonstrated not by avoiding them, but by recovering from them.
Yes! Like, I used to be so hard on myself. If I missed a workout, I'd just throw in the towel for the whole week. But I've learned that's not commitment, that's self-sabotage. Now, it's more like, okay, missed today, but we're back at it tomorrow. That's the real shift in mental toughness, knowing you can pivot and restart.
It's about separating the action from your identity. You might miss a workout, but you're not a failed exerciser, you just missed a workout. The commitment is still there, it's just about resuming it. It's like a navigation system. You make a wrong turn, but it reroutes you. It doesn't tell you to go home and give up.
That's such a comforting thought, John. It takes the pressure off the need for perfection. So, if commitment is about persistence and showing up, What are some of the internal barriers that keep people from fully committing or from sticking to their commitments?
Fear of failure is a massive one. If you commit to something significant, the potential for not succeeding can be paralyzing. There's also the fear of success, believe it or not, the unknown territory that comes with achieving a big goal. And of course, a lack of clarity in what they're actually committing to.
Oh, definitely the clarity part. If your commitment is vague, like, I want to be healthier, it's really hard to stick to. But if it's, I will exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes and cook at home 5 nights a week, that's actionable. It's tangible, and you can actually track it.
Yeah, and often it's just plain old discomfort. Growth requires leaving your comfort zone, and commitment demands you stay in that slightly uncomfortable zone for a while. Our brains are wired for efficiency and comfort, so pushing against that takes a conscious effort. It's like, my brain wants to conserve energy, but my future self wants to thrive.
The battle between present self and future self, right? So, how do we bridge that gap? How do we make commitment easier and more natural so it feels less like a constant struggle?
One strategy is to start small and build momentum, as we touched on earlier. Another is to really connect with your why. Why are you committing to this? What deep-seated value or long-term vision is it serving? When your why is strong, it acts as an anchor when the winds get rough.
That why is everything. For my 10K, it wasn't just about running. It was about proving to myself that I could overcome perceived limitations. It was about confidence. When my legs were burning, I'd remind myself, this is for confidence. This is for proving myself wrong about what I thought I couldn't do. That helped so much.
I find public declarations can be really powerful for some people. Telling a friend, posting on social media, joining a group, it creates an external layer of accountability, which can be just the push you need when your internal motivation wavers. It's like, now I really have to do it because Bob from accounting knows about it.
That's a good one, John, for those who thrive on external accountability. I think for me, it's often visualizing the end state, not just the goal, but how I'll feel when I've achieved it, or even just when I've shown up for that day's commitment. That feeling of accomplishment, even if it's tiny, is a huge motivator.
And it's important to acknowledge that commitment isn't a single act, it's a continuous decision. You have to recommit every morning, every time you face a challenge. It's not a switch you flip once, it's a muscle you flex repeatedly.
Yeah, it's like dating your goals. You have to keep showing up, keep putting in the effort. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but the commitment means you don't just ghost your goals when things get tough.
That's a great way to put it, Ava. And the mental strength aspect really shines through when you're facing those relationship struggles with your goals. When you're tired, when you're doubting, when you're overwhelmed, but you still honor that commitment, that's where the magic happens. That's where you truly build grit.
Grit is such a perfect word for it. It's not just about willpower, is it? It's about that deep internal resilience that says, I will figure this out. And commitment is the vehicle for developing that grit.
Indeed, and often we underestimate our own capacity for commitment. We think we're not that kind of person, but it's a skill that can be developed. Like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start with a small, achievable commitment and build from there.
Like, commit to drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning for a week. So simple, right? But if you stick to it, you've just proved to yourself that you can commit. And that little win, that tiny spark of self-trust, can ignite something much bigger.
It builds a positive self-narrative. Instead of telling yourself, I always give up, you start telling yourself, I'm someone who follows through. And that internal dialogue, that belief in your own ability to commit, is a huge part of mental strength.
And the beauty of it is that this mental strength, forged through commitment, spills over into every area of your life. It's not just about achieving that specific goal, it's about becoming a more resilient, more confident, more capable person overall.
Think about how it impacts relationships. Commitment to a partner, to a friendship, to a family member. It strengthens those bonds, creates trust, and deepens connections. It's a foundational human trait.
Or even in your career. Committing to learning a new skill, committing to seeing a project through, even when it's tedious, it makes you a more valuable team member, a more reliable colleague. It's impressive, frankly.
And it brings a sense of meaning, knowing you've dedicated yourself to something, that you've put in the effort and seen it through. There's a quiet satisfaction, a deep sense of purpose that comes from genuine commitment.
Absolutely. It's about aligning your actions with your values, isn't it? When you commit to something that truly matters to you, and you honor that commitment, you're living authentically, and there's immense mental strength in that alignment.
So, whether it's committing to a major life change or a small daily habit, the process of commitment itself is a powerful training ground for your mind. It teaches you resilience, discipline, and self-trust, all cornerstones of true mental strength.
So challenge yourselves this week, listeners. Pick one small thing, just one, and commit to it for the next 7 days, no matter what, and just observe how that feels, how that strengthens your mental muscle.
And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Give yourself permission to stumble, but never give yourself permission to quit on yourself. You're worth the commitment.
What incredible advice, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your insights on how commitment truly builds an unbreakable mind. We hope this inspires you to embrace commitment in your own lives. Until next time, stay strong and keep forging that incredible mental strength.